Projects and policies of Obio-Akpor Local Government Council, but with particular attention to land grabbing. There seems to be a development. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions have summoned the Inspector General of Police over allegations of land grabbing, destruction of property, and threat to life in Obio-Akpor Local Government area of Rivers State. Action on the petition filed by the chairman, Dr. Worlu, on behalf of the LGA. The committee held an investigative hearing and directed the Nigeria Police Force to submit a detailed report on its investigation. It also ordered a halt to all activities on disputed lands in Ohia, Igbelu, Rumosi, Riebe, Kwerengwo, and several parts of the local government area, while mandating increased security presence in the affected areas. Additionally, the committee instructed the arrest and production of several named individuals and immediate release of others currently detained as tensions over the land disputes continue to rise. Meanwhile, the immediate past chairman of Obio-Akpor Local Government area, Chijoke Ihunwo, is accusing the Obio-Akpor Council of targeting him over a disputed piece of land in Rukboku. The land is said to originally belong to the Rumu Amadi, Ojuku, and Rumu Ijima communities. This comes after the council accused him of land grabbing. Speaking through his lawyer, Obidima, Ihunwo says those who petitioned against him did not give correct information about the land's ownership. He also accused the current council chairman, Gift Worlu, of judging the matter without carrying out proper investigation. Let's hear from his representative.
Complainer who have brought the petition, the next thing you're supposed to do is to call the other person to hear from both sides. Because even in the Bible, when God went to the Garden of Eden and observed that the fruit had been taken, he asked Adam, what happened? He says, the woman you gave to me. And he went ahead to ask the woman, what happened? He says, the serpent. So God heard from everybody for taking a decision. But in this case, there was no fair hearing. They went ahead to now petition the House of Representative Committee to summon the likes of Ambassador Chijoke Ihunwo. Whereas the committee have not even heard from him to form the basis of their complaint. To me, they are already biased. Chijoke Ihunwo left office before you. You're supposed to call him. What happened?
Obidima also adds that Ihunwo followed the proper legal process in acquiring the land from the Rumu Amadi Ojuku and Rumu Ijima communities.
The family, out of their own will, beckon on him to assist them, source for prospective buyers that will buy the land, and also when they come to buy the land, they should take his own percentage, about 5% of the agency fee. In the course of doing that, he opted that he wants to also buy the land from them, which they agreed. At that point, he told them that he was going to pay them in trenches. They agreed. So he started paying them. The first payment was over 50 million naira, which all those persons who are signatories to the power of attorney, they all benefited, and there are evidence, bank transaction, that they received the sum of 10 million naira each, and there were subsequent payments as they agreed.
He explains that in 2022, different families in the Rumu Ijima community asked his clients to manage and oversee the land on their behalf.
The fact remains that sometime in 2022, the Rumijima community people, when some persons tried to invade their land, they felt that it would be proper to do a layout of their land and handle their land the way they want. They contracted Ambassador Chijoke Ihunwo to do that through his company, Mini Global Services. So they donated a power of attorney to that effect, asking him to clear the land, create access road to the land, and of course, to help them to also ward off any perceived land grabber that is coming to encroach on the land. That agreement was executed by Chijoke Ihunwo, and they also promised that if that is concluded, they are going to give him 25% of the entire land recovered.
Now, going from Ihunwo to an indigene of Obio-Akpor Local Government area, Nkakini Samuel, who has criticized the council chairman, Gift Worlu, over a petition alleging land grabbing against former council chairman Chijoke Ihunwo. Speaking to newsmen in Port Harcourt, Samuel dissociated Ihunwo from any land grabbing activity, saying the former chairman took steps to curb the practice in the area.
It's quite unfortunate that the current chairman of Obio-Akpor Local Government does not really know much about the former chairman, the person of Ambassador Chijoke Ihunwo. During his time as the council boss, there is nothing like land grabbing, and he has never been involved in any land grabbing. He performed credibly, and I'm very much sure that people were happy with him during his time. So, Gift Worlu mentioning someone who was very focused as at then is a very big mistake. We cannot allow anybody, not even the current chairman of Gift Worlu, to tarnish the image of the former local government chairman. It is not possible. Obio-Akpor people will resist it. The youth of Rivers State will resist it because he's not a man of such a character.
Well, responding to the allegation of witch hunt and victimization raised by Ihua's legal team, the chief press secretary to Obio-Akpor Council, Interim Goodluck, described the allegation as baseless and diversionary.
Well, it's laughable to hear that Chijioke Ihunwo said that the entire sitting of the House of Representatives Committee on Petition was targeted at him. This was the same Chijioke that the Committee on Land Grabbing, set up by the council chairman, invited severally to their sittings. He told them blatantly that he was not coming and that they should go to court, only for him to start calling the committee secretary after his name was published by the House Committee on Petition to find a way around presenting some documents in his possession as a way of exonerating himself. So if he didn't know that such committee existed, as he claimed, how did he get the secretary's number?
He further clarified that the chairman acted in his capacity as the chief security officer of the local government area by ensuring that the cries of the oppressed people got the appropriate authorities.
First, Chijioke and any other person who feels aggrieved should understand that the chairman, Honorable Dr. Gift Worlu, is duty-bound to protect lives and property of all those that live and do business in Obio-Akpor as the chief security officer of the LGA. So what he did was merely to present various petitions arising from the plethora of land-grabbing related activities as submitted by those that felt that their lands was or is about to be forcefully taken away from them. So it should be on record that the chairman has no vested interest in any of the lands in question. Neither does he have anything personal against Chijioke Ihunwo or any other individual on that list.
All right. So with that background, I'm certain you already get where the conversation is coming from, but more importantly, where it is going. My guest is the chairman of Obio-Akpor local government area, Dr. Gift Worlu. He joins me live in the studio. Good day, doctor.
Thank you, Sam. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Great.
Okay. That's wonderful. So, lots of sides to this, and I'm certain that there are possibly other names mentioned, but Ihunwo seems to be the one making the news because of his response and all of that. But before we get case-specific with Ihunwo, what were the events that led to the petition that came from your office?
Okay. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity to talk to our people. Unfortunately, we're talking about Chijioke's claim that I, using my office, is targeting him. When I was running for this office, I made very specific promises to our people, the things that I will do if I get elected.
Okay.
And thanks to our people, today I'm chairman, and I'm duty bound to fulfill those promises. If you followed my campaign, I told our people that I will address the issues of land grabbing. I will address the issue of illegal street trading. I will address the issue of indiscriminate parking of cars on our roads that prevent people from moving, prevent vehicles from moving. I told our people that I was going to rejig the economy of the place. And I was specific when I also talked about, reinventing the revenue collection system in Obio-Akpor local government area, among other things. And we're working day and night to create the systems that will enable us achieve these objectives and more, with a view to making our people happier, to live better. Now, upon assumption of office, I got reports, troubling reports, about people being killed, people being maimed, properties being destroyed, and so on and so forth. And I made moves to get to some of these places, talk with people, visit the sites, some of them in the forest, in the bushes. And then I went back and set up a committee and asked people to send in petitions, if they had any, about these things. And then I wrote the House of Reps. At that point, I didn't mention anybody's name. I was only calling on the authorities to please come help me look at this problem that is going on in my local government. So I wrote the House of Reps. I wrote the Rivers State House of Assembly. I wrote the Commissioner of Police. I wrote the IG of Police. I wrote the Governor. I wrote the Chief Judge of Rivers State.
Okay.
I can make available that document, and you will not see anybody's name, whether Chijoko or anybody for that matter. You won't see their name there. The Chief Judge will invite me, and I went and made my case. And then that was last year. And this year, I think it was on the 13th of this month or so, the House of Rep called me to say that petition you brought that time, can you please come and defend it?
Yeah.
So I went with my team to Abuja. They also invited the police, because if there was any mention, it was the police.
Yeah.
So they invited the police, and they asked us to make our case. And to buttress our point that this problem is there and it is huge, and it threatens everything, including investment and so on and so forth, the peace of the place. As I speak with you now, in rulemaking community here, some people have left the community. They are on the run.
Left?
Yes, they are on the run.
Residents of the community?
Yes, displaced people now in Rulemaking. You can confirm, it's just across your station here. There are people who are in the hospital now. As I speak, they are in the hospital. There are people who are in detention. Some police detention, some in the prison, maybe awaiting trial and all of that. This morning, I had a meeting with the people of Rulemaking, talking to them about the need for them to come together as a community and stop tearing themselves apart, killing themselves over nothing. Now, it was as we tried to let the House committee know that what we are telling you is not fabricated story. These are petitions sent in by individuals and groups alleging that some people have tried to collect their land, that some people have collected their land, and so on and so forth. That we presented documents to them. Now, before then, for every document that we sent to the House of Reps, we invited both parties, the petitioners and those that they petitioned against. We invited them. And we invited Chijioke Nwo, but he didn't come. We invited other people. Some people came, made their case. Some were able to settle. The two parties will look at the documents and everything, and they settle at the level of committee without even coming to me.
Yeah.
In some other cases, they couldn't settle. Maybe the matter is in court. Right? Yeah. If a matter is in court, I cannot wade into it and all of that. My own interest is just the peace of the place. And so, the House of Reps committee, in their wisdom, decided to invite the people whose names have been mentioned.
Interested parties.
Yes, and that is how Chijioke Nwo's name came about. I don't know the land that is in question. I don't know where it is. The people who petitioned him, I don't know them. I've never met them before. They are only acting on the report given to me by the committee.
Okay, so that means law of first mention. He wasn't initially mentioned by you.
Never.
Okay.
The petition was not about Chijioke. It was not about any individual.
Okay.
It was a call on the Nigerian police, right, to please come and help me ensure that there is peace in my local government, that the people of my local government are not being killed. You remember there was one incident where the community people rose against those who they alleged to be taking their land, and they burned down bulldozers and things at that place on the airport road. Yes.
I remember that, yeah.
Yes, that incident resulted in arrests and all kinds of things. Some of those people arrested that time are still in detention. So you can imagine what is going on. Yes, people can't buy land again in Obio-Akpor for fear that it will be taken from them. People can't build houses. Entire estates were brought down. Estates that people had built, they brought them down. And let me tell you something. In one instance, in one of the cases, because there are so many cases across the local government, as you read this thing there, from Rumosi to Rumekini to our boundary with Alo, to Worlu, to Iriebe. You know where Iriebe is? To Rumunduru, to Neka, everywhere, Obogoro, Egbelu, right? So it has nothing to do with Chijioke. Absolutely nothing to do with him, except the fact that his name was one of those petitioned by those people who feel aggrieved by what is going on. Now, for him to come here on radio or maybe talking to people in Rivers State about this matter, I think it's a waste of his energy, his time and money or whatever. If what he's saying is true, and I'm not contesting it, he should go and tell the House of Reps committee and clear himself and clear the air. Anybody calling my name as if am I contesting any office with Chijioke? The answer is no. Have I had any issues with him before? The answer is no. In fact, I didn't take over from Chijioke. Before I became chairman, he had left office and there was a sole administrator who handed over to me. Am I probing him? No. Have I asked any questions about what he did or did not do in Obio-Akpor? No.
All right, Doctor, we'll take a break now. We'll come back. There are already questions waiting. We'll take some of them. Coach Chinedu here. My guest is still right here in the studio with me. He's Dr. Gift Worlu, the chairman of Obio-Akpor local government area. And we're discussing land matters. And this is thanks to the House of Reps Committee on Public Petitions summoning the Inspector General of Police and other parties over allegations of land grabbing, destruction of property, and threat to life in Obio-Akpor local government area. Well, the petition came from the office of the chairman, and, well, we have been making the most of it. You're welcome once again, sir.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Okay, so how far has the House of Reps committee gone? Has any of the issues been resolved? Of course, some persons who were summoned have not responded yet, but have there been any closed cases?
No, what they have just done is to ask the parties or those who are mentioned, including myself, to come back on the 12th of March.
Okay.
You know, when they go there and begin to put their defense forward, then maybe the House will decide on what next to do. Let me seize this opportunity to say that I'm grateful that we have a responsible and a responsive House of Reps in this regard.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I wrote several institutions, apart from the Chief Judge of Rivers State. Only the House of Reps has done something about our petition. And since the time we did that petition up till now, people have died, people have been killed, land grabbing is still going on so ferociously, if you like, in Obio-Akpor local government. As I was coming here, I got reports about land grabbing going on somewhere in Obio-Akpor. And as local government chairman, there's just no way I will fold my hands and allow criminals to overrun the place. Sam, Obio-Akpor local government area has so many problems. Cultism, kidnapping, armed robbery, failure of law enforcement, drugs. There is hardly a day in Obio-Akpor that somebody is not killed. Hardly. Sometimes 2 persons in one day. Sometimes 3 persons in one day. The reports are there. I get the reports because of the position that I occupy. And it's as if this place is an ungoverned place. And so what we're talking about is not something that anybody should trivialize. It's not something that anybody should treat as one of those things. No. We're talking about protection of life and property. We're talking about making it possible for you, Sam, for example, if you work in Nigeria Info, every day you come here, you talk and talk and talk and talk, and they manage to pay you what they pay you, you save some money, you should be able to get a land to secure your future. Now, what happens if after doing that, some other person just comes and takes away that thing that is your sweat, that thing that is your labor, in the name of land grabbing? For me, it doesn't matter who the person is. Even if it is government that wants to take that property from you, we should rise up and condemn it. Not to talk about when it's just an individual like you. So, like I said before, it has nothing. I'm too sophisticated and educated to discuss individuals. I cannot come here now, for example, if not that, so that people understand what we're talking about. I won't mention Chijoke's name. I won't mention the name of anybody. And in fact, if you look at that report, several names, more than 10 names are mentioned there. So I don't see how I'll be targeting him and at the same time other people's names are being mentioned. And his name is not even number 1 on the list. And there are several other issues connected to that report that we should even be talking about. The people who have been arrested, the people who have been maimed. Like I told you, people are in the hospital. Entire families and households sacked. It's not only in Zamfara and other places that you have IDPs. We have IDPs now in Obio-Akpor. And as chairman, I can't fold my hands. It doesn't matter. There is no amount of blackmail. There's no amount of calling my name or accusing me of going after anybody that will make me to change anything. Sam, before now, I've been accused of taking sides with these people. Because some people didn't know what I was doing. After I invited them and they refused to come, some managed to come, and I gave orders. They would not obey them. Maybe because of the crisis that we had in the States. Some people thought that they had protection here and there and all of that. Thank God that wisdom led me to write and include House of Reps. And now they have invited us. Let us go there and make our cases. House of Reps is not a Nigeria info. And if we cannot go there and prove our case, see, even when I don't want to go into the details of what I've heard that looks like defense from anybody. It's not important. But I can tell you something. In one of the cases, to tell you how grave this matter is, in one of the cases, and based on the submission of the police before the House committee, some people or an individual claim to have gotten judgment over a piece of land somewhere around where you have the SAS office on SAS Road. Yeah. About 100 and something plots of land. Now, after claiming that land, they now use the same
copy of
judgment to come and claim about 6,000 plots of land on this other side of this airport road.
Hold on.
The Rumosi side of.
The judgment that they used for the SAS Road, the certified copy, didn't it state the location of where they were claiming?
That is the issue. When I went into that matter in the beginning, and that was before I now set up the committee, I said, can I see the certified true copy of the dispute survey plan? They won't provide it. You know, like I said, it's not about anybody. Not the accused, nor the accuser was able to provide that document that any intelligent person like you will ask for. They couldn't provide it. I said, okay, now where are we on this matter? They said they have gone to court, this, that. Some people say they are executing the court judgment. Some other people say they have filed notice of appeal, so they are supposed to stop. Where is stay of execution? They don't have, and all of that. I said, okay, no problem. But please don't kill yourselves. If the matter is in court, follow the court process and all of that. Now, you know what the police has said? Is that, in fact, it got to the IG of police setting up a special panel to look into this matter.
The Inspector General?
Yes.
Not the Commissioner?
Not the Commissioner. And when they did, they asked for the opinion of the Surveyor General of Rivers State.
Okay.
To interpret the survey plan. And he established clearly that the land here in Rumosi has no relationship with the other one.
The second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bailiff, the person that led them to that land to go and start pulling down people's houses to execute the judgment, said that he was misled.
Oh my.
And he too, in turn, misled the police into going into that place.
But there is a judgment now.
And then the House of Reps committee will now ask, when you discovered, he was now asking the police, when you discovered that you were misled, what did you do? He said they have been looking for the person who misled them.
Oh my goodness.
And then they will ask them again, have you declared such a person wanted? They said no. How can you be looking for somebody and you can't find the person and you have not gone ahead to declare that person wanted? I'm talking about people who have destroyed. We live in a country where all of us are in denial. All of us. We want a good Nigeria, but nobody wants to do anything about it. Somebody manages to do something about it. You see people whipping up useless sentiments. Useless. Nigerians will complain that they can't drive through Rumokoro. What's government doing? How can they allow people to stay on the road and be... Then somebody becomes chairman and pushes the people away from the road. Oh, it's being high-handed. Their livelihood. How are they supposed to survive in this Tinubu economy? This and that. Rubbish. Total rubbish.
Okay.
Some people bring sentiment. Oh, he's targeting Igbos. Sam, how am I supposed to know? Even whether you are Igbo or Ikwere or Yoruba, or whether you are even the brother or sister of the president. Which law in Nigeria, under what guise are you allowed to sell on the road? You go on the median of a road, you display your whatever and start selling. What about the people who are buying from them? Is it not the same people who are complaining that they have blocked the roads?
All right, Dr. Worlu, we already have messages, and I'm certain people want to call. Usually time...
Let them feel free to call
time
and make their views known.
Is what we don't have enough of. Henry Austin on Facebook. Now we're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Nigeria Info PH. Says the promise to the people of Obio-Akpor does not include cleaning the dirty littered all over Obio-Akpor. That is a question. He now goes on to say, Mr. Chairman, kindly address the land between UPTH people and Rumekini.
You see the problem.
And Alu.
See the problem.
There are lots of land-related questions here, so you will have to brace yourself. Please, Chairman, what is the fate of the ownership of our land at Alu, where land grabbers invaded? It's been more than 12 years now. We need urgent help. This one says, address the issues of house agent in Obio-Akpor. If the governor cannot address the issue in the state, agents are requesting 20% and increasing house rent as if they've built the houses. We'll take a few calls. I'll collate some of these messages. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. Still on land, the Rumekini chiefs have come out to say Bolaji Oshobukola is not grabbing any land in Rumekini. Rather, he got his title from Okachi family in Alu after a court gave judgment on the 18th of December. And another with doctors and ASUP with ASU after another judgment in August last year. So why was his name on the list? That's a question for the chairman. I'm going to try to get all the land questions, but I'd like to take a call, and then we'll try to get them together. Harvest calls from HA. Good evening, Harvest.
Good evening, Sam. Oracle Chinedu.
Evening, how you doing?
Chairman. Honorable, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Please go ahead.
This waiting and they call the horsepower issue in the local government. What are you dealing in that matter? Because that matter is one of the problems, because they enter some places and misbehave to the extent that people within that environment will not able to know what they are doing. And especially this horsepower and this these kidnappers, they hide under, I don't know, under the jeans and under the local government and the kidnapping people. What are you doing about the matter? Because the matter
Hold on, Harvest. Hello? Hello, Harvest. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sam.
What do you mean kidnappers hide under the local government? Please explain that statement.
The local government, you will see that in the night, especially in the evening and night, you will see that people working within that environment. You will see that one chance people will kidnap people. Before you will know, they will say they kidnapped me from so big. That you find the person is in a chair bush. And you will say, well, most of the time when they're making an issue that they kidnap them from Obio-Akpor local government.
Okay. All right, thank you, Harvest. Murine from Eneka. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay, I've lost that call. Call back if you can. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Hi, Oracle. Kindly ask Obio-Akpor chairman if Igbo Eche checkpoint at Eche is now part of Obio-Akpor local government, because Atali people are saying it is their land, that they won a court case over the land. I'll take Mufasa and then you have a lot to handle. Mufasa from NT Road. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Oracle, and good evening to the chairman.
Good evening.
You see, I understand that leaders are elected to solve the problems of the people. And of the truth, if you ask if the issue of land grabbing is a problem, not just in Obio-Akpor, but most local government universities, the answer is an emphatic yes. And the people want the leaders to resolve this issue is equally an emphatic yes. But I want to find that from the chairman, because understanding of which thing is when a single individual or a group of people are penciled down for harassment. This whole issue, are we talking about just an individual, or we have several people who have been summoned by this House of Reps committee? One. Second question, why the House of Reps? Why does the chairman, why did he have to take the matter to the House of Reps? Why not the State House of Assembly? That is my question.
All right, thank you. Mufasa, the first question has been answered. Several people were summoned. The chairman had said that earlier.
The second one has also been answered, because I told you here that I petitioned the IG, I petitioned the House of Reps, I petitioned the River State Assembly, I petitioned the governor, the chief judge, and so on.
Yeah, but the committee is the House of Reps committee.
Yeah.
Meaning that those who were summoned had to go and answer in Abuja.
Yes.
Why didn't they get to answer in River State?
They have not been invited by anybody. The people petitioned would have to be interested in matter and invite people.
Okay.
I told you that the House of Reps invited me.
They were the ones that set up
the
committee.
They set up a committee to look at that matter.
All right. So, OSPAC issue in Obio-Akpor and kidnappers under the local government. That was the person who called before Mufasa. How would you respond to that?
When you have a problem, if you fail to address that problem, it will compound. Yes. Now, this afternoon, discussion with a senior police officer, and I was telling him that because of the loss of faith in government, as it were, but like I told you, at some point I was even accused of taking sides. But that's because people didn't know that I was taking this matter as legalistically as I could, without necessarily raising an army against anybody. I can't do that. So because the matter was not addressed, it compounded. It moved from being a civil matter to becoming a criminal matter. Sam, the truth of the matter is that if you are not somebody who is very, very, very enlightened, like the lecturers that they took their lands, right? And you manage to get a piece of land somewhere, and then you come out in the morning and you see that somebody has pulled down whatever you managed to put up there. What you want to do is to, face violence with violence.
You might not know what channels to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people may not have that. Yeah, you face violence with violence. I'm not saying that violence is good. Whether it is done by Mr. A or Mr. B, I can never support violence. So what happened was that because we failed, so to say, to address the matter, all my efforts, because I invited some of these people, I had several meetings, sometimes on Sundays, some Saturdays. I denied myself rest to see how we could begin to understand this thing and get people to come to their senses. But no. Do you know that even now that the House of Reps committee is a standing committee of the House of Reps? It's not like a special committee because of this matter. There's the House Committee on Public Petition. That's the committee that is handling this matter now. They gave an order that all activities, all developments in the affected lands should stop. The question I want to ask now, have they stopped? The answer is no.
Okay.
So if they will not listen to House of Reps, then you can imagine ordinary local government chairman.
We have to take this break. We do have to take this break. Please stay with us.